What's going on, everyone? So last night we got a report from Shams, just like out of left field, that the Toronto Raptors and the Indiana Pacers were close to closing in on a potential Pascal Siakam to Indiana Pacer deal. That supposedly the package was centered around 3 first-round picks, Bruce Brown, and then whatever salary filler, which probably would have been Buddy Hield, is my guess. And look, that deal still very well could happen, but so far, nothing, right? And again, depending on when you're watching this video, maybe something happens. Maybe it's already happened. But since then, we've gotten reports that the Golden State Warriors and the Dallas Mavericks both have touched base since speaking with the Indiana Pacers about Pascal Siakam with the Toronto Raptors. So, a couple things that come to mind. One is a lot of people just kind of ran with that like it was a done deal, which I thought was interesting. And if you actually read the report and stuff, it kind of was just like, oh, my brother's cousin's nephew's uncle said that. Like it wasn't like, oh, I spoke to the GM of the Raptors or the GM of the Pacers or somebody like significant and they said that this deal, like for all we know, it was nonsense, right? Like who knows if that was even really a conversation or anything. But secondly, even if it was in talks and there was a real conversation, that doesn't necessarily mean that it's going to get done. Conversations and talks and even trades up to the point of finalization fall through all the time. I mean, the Lakers have had several of those deals over the years where they were done data, signed, sealed, ready to be delivered, and then boom, just fell apart. So it happens, right? And now you have the Dallas Mavericks, Golden State Warriors, you have all these people coming out of the woodworks trying to go and get Siakam, which I think is really interesting. Right? And another thing before I dive into the interesting part of it and how it ties into the Lakers, because of course this is the Laker channel, the other thing is too is that this could just be a leverage play by the Toronto Raptors. Right? Like you're trying to drive up the price of Pascal Siakam. Pascal Siakam tanked his value because he said that he doesn't want to re-sign no matter where he's traded because he wants to hit the open market because he'd make more money in the open market. So any team that's willing to take a risk is taking a huge risk. And is a team like the Indiana Pacers really going to give up 3 first-round picks, Bruce Brown and Buddy Hield, to go get Pascal Siakam? It's a huge gamble. Huge gamble. But the reason I think it's interesting is, one, the Lakers, right? They are in active talks and negotiations and stuff, and supposed to be touching base again this week on, Dejounte Murray, potentially Zach Lavine, right? And there's all these reports about the Lakers trying to find deals and get something done. Here's the thing, though, is that right now, everyone's distracted. Right now, half the teams that are in the market for a big player are all trying to get the prize that is Pascal Siakam. And when I saw the report, I was like, uh-oh, if this gets done, some of the teams that miss out on Siakam may go make a play for Dejounte Murray, right? Or maybe even some of the other pieces on the Utah Jazz, which now drives competition. So the hope is Siakam kind of gets drawn out. Teams like the Dallas Mavericks and the Sacramento Kings are even in talks, or supposedly willing to kind of step back in and may take the gamble if they can get the right deal. Right? You have several teams that have also been linked to Dejounte Murray, the Warriors, right? And several other players, Clint Capella, things like that, who the Lakers are interested in, right? Several of these teams are all right now bidding for the Pascal Siakam sweepstakes, which then the Lakers can kind of just sneak in, maybe get a deal done quick, right? And like, hey, let's get this done. Here's this. We'll do this. You do this. Okay, let's go. Right? That's kind of the idea. That's kind of the hope, right? Because my concern is, and it's a real concern, is that what happens is the Pascal Siakam thing gets done. Let's say he goes to the Indiana Pacers. And now what's going to happen? All those teams that were distracted and trying to put their assets in a Pascal Siakam are all going to say, hey, let's go try to get Dejounte Murray. That's what's going to happen, right? And, I mean, some of those teams aren't going to want him. You know, like the Indiana Pacers aren't going to, like, let's say he goes to Dallas. It's not like Indiana's going to go, oh, well, let's go get Dejounte Murray. But some of the other teams might. The Warriors have been linked to Dejounte Murray. There's talks about the Sacramento Kings potentially targeting Dejounte Murray. The Kings and the Mavericks are also considered are in link to getting a Clint Capella or whatever. And that's kind of one of the big things, right? It's like, okay, well, Dejounte Murray would be great, but what else can we get? Right? Because Dejounte Murray by himself doesn't change the landscape for the Lakers. But if you can get Dejounte Murray, and you can get a Clint Capella, and you can get like a Bogdanovich, or a Hunter, or a Sadiq Bey, or maybe Sadiq Bey and one of Hunter and Bogdanovich, right? There's the idea of like, okay, well, maybe you can get several complementary pieces beyond just the whole let's go get Dejounte Murray deal, right? Zach Lavine, I don't really think anything changes in that regard, but there have also been conflicting reports with Zach Lavine. You know, some people are like, hey, the Lakers are not going to trade for Zach Lavine, or they're reluctant to trade for Zach Lavine, or whatever, right? And then there's some that say like, hey, yeah, no, the Lakers are still in play with Zach Lavine. I mean, there was a report like 3 or 4 days ago that were like the Lakers are in talks with potentially trying to close out on Zach Lavine, right? Like, so get all these conflictions, but the thing is that like, okay, well, you lose Siakam in the deal, or Lakers aren't really going after Siakam, but, you know, Siakam gets taken off the market. Well, who's next in line, right? And then if Dejounte Murray gets taken off the market, now that just limits you even more. Now the Lakers might not have a choice to get Zach Lavine. Now, personally, for me, I like Zach Lavine. I think Zach Lavine makes a world of sense. I think the Lakers should go get Zach Lavine, but I know some people feel otherwise. I know some people feel like, no, you know, don't get Zach Lavine, go get Dejounte Murray and other pieces. But it's going to be tough. I mean, Rob Pelinka should probably try to get this done sooner rather than later, right? Rob Pelinka should probably try to, you know, get on the phone. And I mean, I'm not saying he hasn't. Who knows? I mean, for all we know, they've already had the conversation, and today the deal is going to get done. Who knows? I don't know, right? Depending on when you're watching this video, maybe it already got done. Who knows, right? But it's kind of one of those things where it's like, all right, everyone's looking at the front door, let's sneak through the back type thing, right? While everyone, you know, it's the sleight of hand trick, you know, like where's the Queen of Hearts, right? It's like, oh, you know, everyone's looking over here, you distract them over here. It's like, you know, the magic trick, right? Pull the rabbit out of the hat, all that stuff, right? It's what I'm hoping Rob Pelinka could pull off. Everyone's all distracted with Pascal Siakam. Everyone's starting to, you know, bid up and have a bidding war and try to figure out how do they land Pascal Siakam. And everyone's forgetting about Dejounte Murray. Everyone's forgetting about Clint Capella. Everyone's forgetting about Bogdanovich and stuff because, again, the teams that are on the market for players and talent are pretty much all the same. I mean, almost every player that's available, you hear the same like 5 to 6 teams. That it's like, okay, well, you know, the Dallas Mavericks, the Golden State Warriors, the Los Angeles Lakers, right? These are all teams that are vying for trying to get the Sacramento Kings, right? You got, you know, again, you got like 5 or 6 teams that every player that becomes available ends up getting linked to that various trade, whatever that trade is, right? And so it'd be nice, right, if the Lakers could kind of swoop in, Rob Pelinka kind of swoop in, handle business for the pieces that we really want, while everyone else is fighting and stumbling over themselves to go get something that the Lakers aren't even looking at, right? You guys stay over there. We're going to go over here. So that's my hope. That's what I'm rooting for. But as always, this is a discussion. So I pass the question on to you. Let me know your thoughts and opinions down in the comments below. What do you think? How do you feel about the Pascal Siakam situation? Do you think that deal gets done? Think that deal gets finalized with the Indiana Pacers? Also, if you want kind of more in-depth, more explanation and all that stuff, go check out As It Stands Sports. It's my sports channel where I talk about everything besides the Lakers because I have a Laker channel. So definitely go check out those videos. But yeah, like, what do you think in that regards? Do you agree with me? Like, hey, yeah, everyone's distracted. Let's go make the play. Again, however you feel, whatever your thoughts are, I'd love to hear it. So let me know down in the comments below. That being said, if you haven't liked this video, hit that like button. Helps me out a lot. Lets me know you enjoy these types of videos, and I truly appreciate it. Not subscribed to the channel, hit that subscribe button. Turn on the bell notifications. Appreciate y'all. See you in the next one. Thank you.